If you feel like your confidence is holding you back, imagine the next 21 days when you are unshakable. If you're interested, this video is exactly for you. Now, when people say, oh, confident people, they're born with it, I actually beg to differ. I think confidence is a skill, and it's a teachable skill. So this here right now is the game. I'm giving you lesson 101 and how to have unshakable confidence with a minimum of 21 days. Now, you have to be dedicated for the next 21 days if you actually want to see a change, if you want to see a result. If day one is not looking good, it doesn't mean that you stop it and you leave it there. I need you to fully commit to the next 21 days in order for you to see the change that you need to see and have that unshakable confidence. So, because I believe it is a skill, we have to look at this strategically. How do you overcome this? How do you become unshakably confident in just 21 days? So I'm going to split this up into 3 weeks. 7, 7, 7. Quick maths. And the reason I'm doing 21 days is because people say that it takes about 21 days to form a habit. So it's important for us to make habits that make sense instead of useless habits. This is a good habit for you to attain, especially if you're trying to change your life, especially if you're trying to transform your life, if you're trying to elevate your life. This is a skill that you absolutely need. So week 1, I need you to get yourself a journal, whether it's a physical journal, whether you're going to do it on your phone, whatever works for you. I need you to get yourself a journal, because before we even set particular goals in place, we need to look at what our current pattern is like already. So get yourself a journal, and I need you to be reflective. I need you to be reflective. If it's every evening, if it's every morning, whichever one works for you, I need you to be reflective. And during these 7 days, I need you to look at particular things. I need you to look at one thing that's really important is how you view yourself. So how do you view yourself? And because this journal is just for you, be as honest as possible. At the end of the day, if you're not honest, it's just you're just lying to yourself. And we've talked about that in many of the videos. Don't need to go too much into that. Be honest. What do you see yourself as? How do you view yourself? That's your starting point. And after you've done that, I need you to actually look at your self-limiting beliefs. These things are beliefs that you have put on yourself, but they're actually limiting you. They're actually stopping you from progressing and getting better. So look at these self-limiting beliefs and think about what these are. Some limiting beliefs could actually be things that you've not put on yourself, but beliefs that other people have put on you, and you've now believed that as the gospel. We only have one gospel, and that's the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's the good news. Anything else is not the gospel. Come on now. So look at the self-limiting beliefs that you have placed on yourself and self-limiting beliefs that other people have placed on you, and you have now taken that as gospel. Look at these things and write them down. This is where you're facing this directly. Because having it in your head, you'll be thinking this all the time, but now you're seeing this in black and white. Now you're confronting these issues exactly where you need to confront them. Look at these limiting beliefs that you have placed on yourself. Look at these limiting beliefs that other people have placed upon you. And I want you to flip it on its head. Limiting belief 1, I am blah, 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 blah. Whatever it may be. Write it down. Yeah? Write it down. And I want you to flip that. So because it's limiting, I want you to flip it so that we're actually being positive. So if your limiting belief about yourself is that you are a failure, already that is long. The fact you think that is long. You need to book a coaching session with me. Book your coaching session with me. That's long. You need to flip that on its head. You are not a failure, number 1. You start to say to yourself that I am an achiever, I am an overcomer, I am a conqueror. You need to, and do you know what that does already to your self-esteem before you've done anything? Imagine you've been telling yourself you're a failure for the last 10 years. Of course, nothing's moving, nothing's banging, because you have already thought this. And that's leading to what the things that you end up doing. Anyways, I will do a video on that because someone suggested that I need to do a video on that. So flip that on its head. You're not a failure, you are a conqueror. You're not a failure, you're an overcomer. You're not a failure, you are an achiever. Yeah? Flip it on its head. Do it with every single limiting belief that you have. Every single limiting belief that you have. Because you'll realize that you are your own worst enemy. You are beating yourself up in your brain. You are beating yourself up left, right, and center. And then you're wondering why your self-esteem is low. Why you're wondering why your self-confidence is low. It's because you don't like yourself. You're not being nice to yourself. So let's start being nice to ourselves. It's 2025 or whatever year you're watching this in. Because like I said, this is in the YouTube palace now. So this could be any year that you're watching it. But right now it's 2025 as I'm recording it. It's a new year. You need to change your mindset, change your mind. So flip it on its head, these limiting beliefs. I want you to do it with every single limiting belief that you can possibly think of. That's why I said give yourself a week to do this, because different times you'll start to think about different things that you have told yourself. You'll start to think of these different things. So I need you to look at these limiting beliefs and flip them on its head. All of them. Until you have no more. Until you have no more. And after you have done that, I need you to start saying these things to yourself. You can't even say, oh, this is cringe, because you've been telling yourself you're a failure for the last 10 years. So what's the difference? You're now telling yourself something else. What's the difference? So you kind of say, oh, that's cringe. Oh, you can't even say that, because for the last 10 years, you've been lying to yourself. How about we start telling the truth? You know, let's start telling the truth a little bit here. Start to tell yourself these daily. Daily. You start to tell yourself this. We need to rewire this brain. We need to rewire it. So start to tell yourself these new affirmations that you have given yourself daily. Thank you very much. That's your week 1 done. Okay? Now on to week 2. Your second week, after you have done and completed week 1, because you are committed and you are focused on becoming unshakably confident. That is your goal. That is your aim. Week 2, we now need to push our boundaries a little bit. We need to get out of our comfort zone. This is when people start heading out. Like, I had a good time here. It's time for me to go, because people get scared. People get scared at coming out of their comfort zone because they love to live there. They're paying rent. They're paying everyone's rent in that comfort zone. They love to live there. And coming out of your comfort zone is uncomfortable. But like I said, change will happen whether you like it or not. Just be on the right side of the change, okay? So you need to get out of your comfort zone. These can be small, actionable, manageable tasks that you need to challenge yourself. So for the whole week, push yourself out a little bit more. Just that little bit more. Just that little bit more. So, practical examples. Let's say you're a uni student and you're in lecture and you always know the answer, but you never put your hand up because you're scared about what people will think about your answer. You start to doubt yourself, all of those things. First of all, why do you care what they think? Second of all, put your hand up, please. Put your hand up and answer that question. Yeah, that's one of them. Another one, you might have social anxiety. You might not be confident or comfortable enough to speak to other people, especially when you're outside, you're walking about and you see other people that you just feel like, oh, I can't even speak to them. Go chat to them. Go say hi to a stranger. Go greet a stranger. Do these actionable things daily. Do something, even if you did one thing that's out of your comfort zone per day. I'm not saying now go and book yourself to go and do skydiving. Like, let's be normal, okay? Let's be normal. Just book something daily that you put in your diary to say, I will do this daily. And please do it. We've spoken about being integrous, having integrity to yourself. Please just do it. If you said you're going to do it, please just do it. You said you're going to put your hand up and answer a question in lecture. Please do it. It's a work meeting and you've never contributed. Please contribute. Do something that is going to push you out of that comfort zone. Because what we're going to show our brain and what we're going to teach our brain is that wasn't as scary as I thought. That wasn't as scary as I made it out to be. And what you're doing, you're rewiring your brain. You're rewiring your brain. And after you've done that thing, we need a bit of positive reinforcement. Celebrate that win. Treat yourself, whatever it may be. Celebrate that win. Because when you celebrate that win, you're giving yourself them hormones, the serotonin and dopamine of happiness is coming back to say, oh, wow, I did this and I feel good. You're giving yourself positive reinforcement. So that's what we need to work on. Celebrate that win. Only when you've done it. Don't be celebrating nothing. Does that make sense? And the reason you need to do this yet is even the Lord himself has commanded us. 1 Joshua 9 says, have I not commanded you, be strong and of good courage, for the Lord is already with you. He's already with you. He's already with you. What are you waiting for? And this is not a suggestion. This is a commandment. This is not a democracy here. He's not doing a democracy here. It's a commandment. Be strong and of good courage. You have to be strong and you have to be of good courage. Be courageous. Push yourself out of your comfort zone. Push yourself out of your comfort zone. So, oof, I just had a tickle in my throat. That's your week 2. Now your finale, your week 3. By this time, you have already looked at your limiting beliefs and changed them into positive ones. You have already done 7 things at least to push yourself out of your comfort zone, because there's 7 days in a week. So you've got 7 opportunities to do that. And now you're on to your week 3. Yeah. What I need you to do in week 3 is, I'm forgetting. What I need you to do in week 3 is to practice a skill that you love and you're good at. Practice a skill that you enjoy. Practice that skill for 7 days at least. I'm not saying quit when you're on the 7th day, but for at least 7 days, dedicate those last 7 days to practicing that skill daily. Now, why is this important? Is because when you're confident, you're obviously good at some things. And what I need you to do is to practice a skill that you already enjoy doing, because then it's not effortful for you to go and do it because you're already interested in that thing anyways. Now you just need to practice it. The more you practice it, the more you actually become confident, because you already like doing this anyways. And now you're becoming better at it. You have more self-esteem. The key is when you're practicing this skill, practice makes perfect. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that at all. Practice does not make perfect. What makes perfect is perfect practice. Okay? Perfect practice makes perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Yeah? If you practice the wrong thing, or if you practice it imperfectly, does that make sense? You're just going to get worse. You're just going to get worse over time. So you can't say practice makes perfect, because if you're practicing the whole thing, the whole thing wrong, how are you getting perfect? You're getting perfect at doing it badly. That's what I'm trying to say. So perfect practice, that skill Practice it perfectly for the last 7 days. So, week 1, what are you doing? You are looking at your limiting beliefs. Week 2, what are you doing? You are getting outside of your comfort zone. And week 3, what are you doing? Perfect practice will make perfect. Commit to these for 21 days. You will see a change. Remember what I said? Look at how you are, like how you see yourself at the start. After the 21 days, I want you to write down how you see yourself. I promise you, you'll see a difference. If you're honest with yourself, you'll see a difference. If you're true to this whole process, you will definitely see a difference. And just because you finished at 21 days, it doesn't mean that's it. Challenge over. What's next? Keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. There'll be seasons in your life where you feel more confident. There'll be seasons in your life when you don't feel as confident. So you might have to go back and look at these things again. To help you guys, I have created for you a free 21-day confidence workbook. Now, it's going to be in the description somewhere. So just click, and it's free, guys. It's absolutely free. You don't have to give me no money for it. But I dedicated it because my heart truly, I want you guys to be confident. I want you guys to feel it and believe it, because truly your life will transform. So if you want it, it's free. It's in the description. Get yours and be honest. Be integrous. Do it properly. Don't be unserious, because a lot of you will just do something for a few days and drop it because it's not working, because you're not seeing the fruits. Have you ever seen a fruit getting grown in 3 seconds? Probably from AI. That's the only way that can happen. Have you ever seen a fruit in 3 seconds that's grown? It takes time, love. It takes a bit of time. So you have to be a bit more patient with yourself. I say 21 days because that's the minimum amount of time you need to create and form a good habit. And I want you guys to form the best possible habits ever in the world, ever. Okay? Capiche. Thank you. Right, lovely people. It's been good. Let me know how you find this video. Let me know how you find the workbook as well. There'll be more things coming up as well, but obviously get yours. It's in the description. You already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, send it to someone who needs this, because you might already be, the most confident person in the world. You might not need this, but you definitely know someone who needs this. So send it their way and be a blessing to them as well. Okay, lovely people. Ciao. Bag, but she in her Bible too. Oh, you holy, huh? Threw away your sin, he made you new. Oh, you holy, huh? Pull up to the playing with her. If you don't put a ring up on her finger, I ain't laying with her. Bible